Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A Rockford police officer accused of assault has his first day in court. His legal team has a request for the judge.
Dreading a visit to the dentist takes on a whole new meaning during a pandemic. Doctors say they're going above and beyond to deliver important oral care safely.
One of the biggest movie theater chains in the country announces it's ready to welcome back customers in Rockford. We look at precautions in place in at least one of AMC's local theaters.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A Rockford police officer accused of beating someone on the job appears in court.
During his appearance, Frank Fabiani asked a Winnebago County judge to seal his booking and case information. Fabiani is charged with misdemeanor battery. A traffic stop back in June ended in a struggle between Fabiani and 22-year-old William Gettings. In his mugshot, Gettings is seen with a bandage on his forehead and bruising around a swollen eye. It happened at the end of June. Fabiani was on the force for a little over a year at the time of the incident. His next court date is September 28th. A convicted murderer will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Douglas Williams was sentenced to 70 years in prison. The 57-year-old was found guilty of murder back in June. In April 2019, Williams beat 64-year-old Samuel Randolph to death. He was found dead inside an Alliance Avenue home by police. Jurors in the case described Williams' actions as, quote, exceptionally brutal. Williams will have to serve 100% of his sentence.
A grand jury indicts a man accused of rape and kidnapping a woman. Kermit Siebert is facing criminal sexual assault and unlawful restraint charges from a 2018 incident. In December, a woman arrived at St. Anthony Medical Center claiming she'd been raped earlier that day near a Rockford hotel. The victim was staying at the hotel while visiting the area. The investigation led police to develop Siebert as a suspect.
The more the community removes the stigma of being a victim of sexual assault, that does embolden more victims to come forward and to say, this happened to me, you know, it shouldn't have happened to me, it was not my fault, and it's never the victim's fault.
Siebert is in Brown County Jail near Green Bay, Wisconsin, waiting to be sent here to Winnebago County.
School-age kids in Oregon got up early this morning, packed their backpacks, and headed off to class. The first day back looked a lot different than any year before. Students, instead of running up to friends, waited in a single-file line to get in the building. Signs with safety guidelines greeted students at the front door. Kids are supposed to form a single-file line while going from class to class. One high school senior says she feels her class is starting their final year already behind.
Usually your junior year, they help you apply for colleges and tell you what to do and stuff. And we didn't get to take any of our big tests, so I'm a little nervous about applying for colleges.
Right now, Oregon is the first state-line school to start this year. Eyewitness News is your back-to-school headquarters. For other districts' plans, head to mystateline.com.
Dozens of state-line families are now better equipped for the school year. 100 Rockford Public School District students got to take home a newly refurbished computer. The YMCA of Rock River Valley partnered with CompuDopt for the giveaway. We first told you about this last month. The 100 families with kids enrolled in Rockford Public Schools were selected through a lottery system. Organizers say the giveaway will better prepare for the school year where learning without a computer is nearly impossible.
If a family doesn't have a computer, that's impossible. And we also know that there is the likelihood or the possibility, at least, that we do go to distance learning 100% again.
More than 200 families registered in that lottery.
Boone County's health department sheds more light on the dual investigation into the Belvedere assembly plant. Tuesday, we heard from 3 FCA workers about COVID cases in the plant. Boone County's health department said some of those infections are from community spread outside the plant. Both Boone and Winnebago County's health departments announced they're looking into COVID cases at FCA. They made that announcement last week. The departments are still working with FCA to contact trace when people working at the assembly plant test positive. 24 people have died from COVID-19, 3 from Winnebago County. That brings the state's death toll to just under 7,700. More than 1,800 people have tested positive for COVID. Illinois Department of Public Health has the state's totals of over 200,400. The 7-day positivity rate saw a slight drop from yesterday. It's now at 4%. A trip to the dentist's office might not be everyone's favorite place to go, but one area dentist says it's one of the safest places right now.
That notion is in direct contrast to the World Health Organization's recommendations. Dylan Saraki talked with the dentist to see why he disagrees.
Eric and Mimi, one local periodontist, showed me all of the changes his office has made to try and keep people safe. He believes people should feel comfortable with going to the dentist.
Open wide for me. Going to the dentist today is probably the safest thing you could do in your life.
This week, the World Health Organization suggested people avoid routine checkups and other non-essential dental work because of COVID-19. But Rockford periodontist Dr. R. Mark Lindman disagrees.
Go ahead and bite down. When there's a guidance that's intended to be worldwide, things that are going on in dentistry in another country oftentimes and generally do not meet the level of standards that we have in the U.S.
Lindman's office was closed for more than 2 months because of the pandemic. During that time, he made numerous changes designed to keep patients healthy, including improving the ventilation system, remodeling operating rooms to have hard floors instead of carpet, and stocking up on PPE.
I feel very comfortable working in this environment on a daily basis, and our patients are protected even to a greater extent than I am.
There's also a hands-free front door, plexiglass in the waiting room, and a special UV room used to clean PPE between patients.
Every dentist I know has gone to great lengths to try and make sure that they're safe in the office, that their patients are safe, and that their staff is safe.
Lindman says delaying dental treatment could lead to more widespread health problems.
Problems that would have been easy to fix 3 months earlier were now much more difficult to fix. And it's not just a matter of whether a person keeps a tooth or loses a tooth. A lot of times it's oral infection that's impacting them in other ways. There's impacts on the whole body, on other organ systems, by delaying needed dental treatment.
In Rockford, for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
Dozens of area small businesses and nonprofits get some help to stay afloat during the pandemic. The state of Illinois released more than $820,000 to Winnebago County and Rockford. It's part of the state's $60 million business interruption grant program. Grants range from $10,000 to $20,000. The money can be used to help with payroll, utilities, rent, and other operating expenses. Nearly 40% of the grants went to minority-owned businesses.
Movies will soon return to the big screen in the state line. AMC Showplace 16 in Rockford will reopen August 20th. It's part of a phased reopening plan for the theater chain. Showplace 14 in McChesney Park is not part of this phase. A new health and sanitation program is in place. It includes limiting the number of tickets sold, extra time between showings, and increased cleaning. Masks will be required. AMC theaters have been closed since mid-March. The company has 450 theaters in the U.S.
Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Ledler, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Illinois Democrats from the House and Senate proposed several ways for the General Assembly to clean up corruption.
Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the Capitol. Among the ideas is term limits for legislative leaders like House Speaker Michael Madigan. Lawmakers could also be banned from becoming private lobbyists as soon as they leave public office. Most of the proposals have been floating around Springfield for quite some time. Republicans filed similar bills almost a year ago.
Very few of the items on this list are new. Many of us have been working on these issues for a very long time. So it's not about why now, it might be why still.
So am I glad that they're finally here? Yes, but they're not coming willfully. They've been kicking and screaming for years to get to this point. So let's not pat them on the back too much for finally having a little profile and courage to do what's right.
Republicans are calling for special sessions to work on reforms now. Democrats want to wait until November when lawmakers are scheduled to return for the fall veto session.
Rock Valley College calls on the community to help it clean up after Monday's storms. An EF1 tornado touched down on the main Mulford Road campus behind the Woodward Technology Center. College leaders say it caused significant damage. Debris was spread all over the grounds. RVC is asking for volunteers to come Friday from noon to 4 or Saturday from 8 to 2 to help pick up. The Mulford Road campus will be closed until August 15th. Fall semester starts Saturday. For those with in-person classes at the main campus, those will be moved online for the first week.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
You know, after we dealt with a very active start to this week, things have been much more quiet. Damage surveys continue now across northern Illinois. Another tornado confirmed from the National Weather Service, an EF0 northeast of Kirkland there in DeKalb County with peak winds of 80 miles per hour. This touched down and crossed over Bucks and Pearl Street before lifting just east in a field there near Mile Road. Once you get a little bit further up there past and closer to Cherry Valley Road. The damage mostly to this was confined to cornfields, actually had a convergent and circular motion in the cornfield. So this brings our local tornado count from Monday up to 4. 2 here in Winnebago County, 2 in Rockford, 1 in McHenry County, and 1 in DeKalb County just coming out today. That was actually observed from drone footage here this afternoon. The damage done in Foreston was consistent with 100-mile-per-hour straight-line winds. So that damage, straight-line wind damage. We have been quiet. High pressure has been building with us here, and that stays with us tomorrow afternoon. Area of low pressure down to the south, moving through southern Illinois, building a little bit more instability. So we've seen just a couple of clouds kind of pop up here this afternoon, but our skies expected to stay dry. A live look with our Mercial Sky Track camera up in Beloit, Wisconsin. You've noticed maybe a little more haze here this afternoon. Yesterday, too, with that clearing sky. That actually a result of some of the wildfires that have been ongoing out west. Some pretty significant wildfires. We're starting to get a little bit of that smoke moving in here this afternoon. So that might actually make for a fairly decent sunset. It'll be warm this evening, too. We're at 87 in Rockford, 82 in Belvedere, Freeport, Monroe, and 84 degrees right now. Our temperature down in Sterling. Fun little thing for you guys to do, since tonight will be nice and tomorrow night will be nice as well. Go outside, count the cricket chirps. You can actually use that as an indicator to get an idea of what the outside temperature is. So for 14 seconds, you want to count how many chirps you hear from that cricket and then add 40 to it. That'll give you a rough estimate of what the temperature is. Go ahead, give it a try if you want to share that number. And later this evening, I'll share some of those numbers with us too during our 9 and 10 o'clock news. 63 degrees. That's where our temperature will go tonight. Tomorrow we're up to 88. Like today, you might notice just a little bit more humidity. We could start the day off with some fog. Tomorrow is going to be dry, but we've got a chance for some showers and thunderstorms working in for Saturday afternoon. Parts of Ogle and Lee counties now considered abnormally dry. In fact, we've seen just a little bit of an increase in those drier than normal conditions from last week to this week. Really dry though once you get back off to the west. And our skies expected to stay dry here through the night tonight. Again, could be waking up to some fog tomorrow. We continue with some sunshine for tomorrow afternoon. Cold front does though come in during the day on Saturday. This will bring us a line of some showers and thunderstorms. Low risk right now for some stronger ones, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that as we head into the start of the weekend. Temperatures will dip then as we head into early next week. It'll be short-lived. We'll see the 80s climb back by the end of next week.
Clear sign that summer's not over. We've got plenty of August left. Thanks, Candice.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Samantha Rivera.
Well, it's been 2 days since the Blackhawks fell to the Golden Knights in Game 1 in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But if Chicago's taught us anything, it's to not doubt them. They took down the Oilers after all, so who says they can't, come around and surprise us again? Well, they are trying to do just that tonight in Game 2 right now. But listen, you guys, it's only the first period, okay? The Golden Knights are up 2-0. There is still time left, guys. In baseball, the Cubs will host the Brewers to start their 4-game series tonight. Yu Darvish and Brett Anderson will be the starting pitchers. The game begins at 6:15. While the White Sox do not play today, they were supposed to host the Cardinals tomorrow, but reports now say the schedule has changed again. USA Today's Bob Nightingale and the New York Post Joel Sherman say the two will now have a doubleheader on Saturday. They'll play again on Sunday. And the Cubs are set to host the Cardinals on Monday for their 3-game series. St. Louis has not played a game since July 29th because of all the positive coronavirus cases amongst the team. And the Bears are reportedly flying in a new quarterback for a tryout next week. According to Chicago Audible's Nicholas Modiano, the North Texas alum will take a COVID-19 test on Sunday when he flies in and then quarantine for 2 days. Fine threw for 12,505 yards and 93 touchdowns while at North Texas. And according to multiple reports, the San Francisco 49ers and tight end George Kittle have agreed to a 5-year, $75 million extension. It would make him the highest paid tight end in NFL history. The All-Pro tight end is a big reason why the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl at all. Meanwhile, according to multiple reports, the team who actually won that Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs, well, they have reportedly agreed to terms with tight end Travis Kelce on a 4-year, $57.25 million extension. Well deserved for both of those guys.
Quiet as we go through the night tonight. Might end up with a little patchy fog overnight and then into tomorrow morning. Temperatures down around 63 degrees. We're up to 88 tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow will feel similar to today. Might have noticed the humidity going up just a little bit for us. 87 on Saturday. There is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms coming in Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, so we'll keep an eye on that. Cooling off, we might see a few more clouds, maybe an isolated shower time to time next week.
All right, thanks, Candice.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.